He was the most instrumental person in the marriage of the Masons and the Illuminati. This allowed the Illuminati to expand rapidly with the use of Masonic lodges. On August 29, 1781, Congress of Wilhelmsbad declared the alliance official. Those in attendance were put under oath, never to reveal what took place in that meeting. Comte de Virieu, a Mason from Martinez de Lodge at Lyons, was questioned about the meeting upon his arrival home. He stated, "I can only tell you that all this is much more serious than you think. The conspiracy which is being woven is so well thought out that it will be, so to speak, impossible for the monarchy and the church to escape it." He later denounced the Illuminati. Sir John Dee. John Dee was a servant to Queen Elizabeth Tudor of the Tudor dynasty. John Dee was the head of the British Secret Service, the MI5. He was also known for the practice of black magic and his affiliation with the occult. If this is your first time hearing about the occult, or are unaware of its dominance in the world to this day, pay close attention. Pagan symbols, gods, rituals, and doctrines are the basis for most every religion practiced throughout the world. The Christian or Catholic symbols of the cross derive from the solstice and the equinox division lines on the zodiac calendar. The word heaven is in reference to what pagan religions referred to as the heavens, or galactic bodies. And the crossing of the age of Pisces into Aquarius is actually in reference to constellations, which interestingly enough occur at the exact same time as the Great Cycle prophesied by the Maya, as well as many other cultures. As said before, pantheistic rituals are prevalent in all monotheistic religions today. Circumcision is a pagan ritual, marking males in a ceremonial fashion. Weddings are pagan by nature in the wearing of a ring, which symbolizes the ring of Saturn. Funerals follow the same pagan-derived ritual when a sacred geometrical tomb is placed over a grave to embody and immortalize the spirit. Baptism is a ritual to submerge a child in holy water to symbolize the renewal of life, just as rain replenishes the earth. The Holy Grail filled with wine is a representation of the blood that comes from the birth canal during menstruation, not the blood of Christ. This ritual was taken over by the patriarchal society. Males could not give life as women do, so to symbolize a male giving life was to draw blood, which could only be done by injury. In ancient Egypt, the goddess Isis was the personification of wisdom. Pharaoh Akhenaten changed the worship to himself as he proclaimed himself Amun-Re, the sun god. The word Amen at the end of a prayer spawned from the praise given to Amun-Re. From there, the Hebrews left Egypt and traveled north into the Middle East, where they encountered the Canaanites, who worshipped the god of Saturn, El. The merging of these three gods became the name of the land today, which is known as Isis, Re, El, or Israel. 98% of Judaism is based around the worship of Saturn. And the sacred day of worship is Saturday. The worship practice on Sunday is originated from the Egyptians who worshiped the sun god. Most people simply pass these things off and never question their origins, but this just scratches the surface of the pagan influence over the present day. It is not just found in religions, it is found right here in our own backyard.
Do you believe in God? Many of the 7 billion people on planet Earth would say yes. But for one Heartland man, faith is not good enough. Chris Langan wants proof, and says he's found it. He's a blue-collar, former city dweller who spent 25 years as a bouncer in the nightclubs of New York.
They don't ask you what your IQ is, they don't ask you how smart you are.
None of Langan's life looks too out of the ordinary.
Part of it was, of course, finding a place to live, where you had a certain amount of freedom.
But in addition to berry picker and farmer, Chris Langan is one of the smartest men in the world.
Part of it also was to, I guess, have a certain amount of privacy as well.
He is not a priest, a rabbi, or a prophet, but his arrival to the Princeton area was a pilgrimage. Langan is noted as one of the smartest minds in the world.
If you took the very best minds from the very best universities in the world, they wouldn't be able to put a dent in me or my theory.
He's not using ancient texts to prove God's existence, but metaphysics.
It includes physics and the natural sciences, but it also goes to a level above, a level on which you can actually talk about the entirety of science.
CTMU is the cognitive theoretic model of the universe. It's Langen's philosophical theory that he says proves God's existence.
The existence of God can be proven if God is properly defined in the first place.
He's dedicated to the idea that this theory should be pursued by mankind.
Every religion that actually has truth in it, that actually has logical integrity, can be interpreted in this overall framework.
He's not your conventional intellectual. In fact, he doesn't even have a college degree.
I'm pretty much an autodidact. I teach myself everything by necessity.
He's attempted a degree twice, but intellectual capital did not translate into financial capital.
I had no choice at that point but to drop out.
Shortly after he was discovered by Esquire magazine, he began the Mega Foundation.
This, I decided, would be a kind of an intelligence society, not an ordinary IQ society, but one with more variety in its way of identifying intelligence.
The foundation aids programs that develop theories like Langen's CTMU.
This is something that we could change using the CTMU. We could create a world in which everyone of every religion has a common convergent ideology in which they can all agree.
His pilgrimage has led him to a quieter life, but it's the journey that could help change the world, revealing one of the biggest answers to mankind: the existence of God. Louis Finley, KTVO News.